What the is that?
What's up, everybody? My name's Josh.
And my name's Nick.
And we're here to give you
a reality check.
Yes,
ma'am.
If you're looking to sell jewelry, gold, or silver, head over to King of Gold and they can help you out with all things jewelry.
All things gold.
Yeah, if you go in and you let them know that you came from Josh and Nick from Reality Check, you guys can get a 10% off coupon and you can get some of your money back for your precious metals.
Ding! If you're a fan of all things reality television, Survivor, Big Brother, The Summit, RuPaul's Drag Race, Traders, and whatever other competition shows you like, we're your new best friends. So come on in, grab a seat, because we're here to spill all the tea about all things reality TV. So let's get into Survivor 47, episode 13, part 1 of the finale. I can't believe I did that all.
Like so much to dive into, so much had happened, so much post-tribal from the previous episode.
People are pissed. A double episode, 2 eliminations, 2 immunities,
one reward, and a lot of fed stomachs.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Well, half.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Regardless of how many stomachs are empty, this episode was great, and I just want to get right into it. We have a lot to cover, so this is going to be, we're going to go as quickly as we can through the first half of the episode, kind of like mimicking the actual editing and production of the episode. So I want to jump into what happened after the last week's tribal.
Well, before we start into that, just a quick little snippet. That opening Jeff scene.
Oh my God, I'm so pissed. I have to go back and watch it because
you didn't see it?
I was in the bathroom when the episode started, and my mom was like, "Oh, that was cool," and I was like, "What? What did I miss?" Like,
on the On Fire podcast, I listened to it. They talked about the steps and the depth and the practice that took into getting that shot. Look at the shot. Listen to the On Fire podcast. It was incredible. Jeff and the entire production team, you guys did an amazing job.
Yeah, the cinematography and the photo, just everything relating to the image quality this season has like just upped a notch. Like, you know what? You want to talk about image quality? You see all the dirt on Sue's face? Every grain of sand, every piece of soot, every charcoal that brushed her skin.
Yeah, she's there. Diving into what happened right after Tribal.
Yeah, they get back from Tribal and it is like all hell breaks loose. Teenie is pissed. Rachel and Sue are like, where the hell is everybody? And we have kind of the reinvention of the spy shack.
Yeah.
The Sandra spying crawl, we see.
Was it Sandra or was it Tony?
Tony did the spy shack, but Sandra on her original season.
Oh, yes.
Through the dirt.
Oh, and they're both 2-time winners. Is that foreshadowing?
Oh. So we see Teenie is really frustrated by how the vote went, but immediately decides, hey, at Survivor, I'm going to jump ship and now be on your team.
No, because what the fuck was that?
No, so we gave Andy the most likely to flip award in our Checky Awards. Check that video out if you haven't seen it. But it might go to Teenie. They might share it.
Teenie said Operation Italy's having a feast. Let me go get a meatball.
Like I need some linguine stuff.
Fettuccine, Alfredo, vodka, the whole... And there's one thing about Teenie, she's running for that red wine.
Yeah. We'll talk about Teenie's drinking problem later.
No, we will.
So it was interesting to see that Teenie, while being extremely frustrated with the flip, immediately flipped.
Well, like
instantaneously.
Teenie, we love you. You know that we love you.
Yeah.
It was giving major hypocrite.
It was also giving extreme gullibility, because I will have to say it was a genius play on Operation Italy's part to kind of do this coincidental hee ha ha, like it just happened, moment to play it off to Teenie, because inevitably I think she bought it,
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Listen, Teenie took out her wallet and said how much.
Yeah, she...
Teenie, listen, and honestly, I was, along with the rest of the Underdog Alliance, everybody was just shook of everything that kind of just went down. We see the Sue and Rachel. There was a moment I wrote down.
You think they're shook? Imagine Caroline over at Ponderosa. She's like, what the fuck happened?
They really said tuku.
No, they're making the fire. Meanwhile, Caroline's in the shower in Ponderosa. Like,
what the fuck?
What happened? Like, oh my god. I think it was interesting to see how the dynamics fell apart because Teeny jumped, and now we're seeing Sue is kind of in the same position that Sam was last episode.
Mm-hmm.
On the bottom, few allies ready to just swing for the fences.
Figuring out what she's doing.
The Sue content this episode was like, where has it been? Like, I know she has more iconic confessionals that they just
we need to see those
roll the tape.
Yeah, those deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Send them to Reality Check DMs. All I have written down here, like we've said multiple times, sneaky little teeny little.
Yeah, roll the sneaky little teeny compilation clip.
No, because we need them. We need them.
Yeah.
What I will say is that the moment that Rachel and Sue do have warms my heart.
Oh, it's so
warms
sweet.
my heart because I wrote down like Sue was alone and she, I felt so bad because she loses Gabe, she loses Caroline, she loses all of Tuku.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have the best relationships with everybody that's there. She thought that she had a great alliance. I mean, I'm just so thankful that Rachel kind of like
scooped her up.
Yeah, scooped her up, and they're like, you know what, girl, let's ride this to the end together.
All we have is each other.
Because obviously you can't trust Andy. Genevieve and Sam are running the Andy train, and then Teeny said, well, that looks like a good train to get on.
Yeah.
Bye, girls. I'm going with Operation Italy.
And thank God for Rachel's literal night vision that she went and found that information out, because I was thinking, like, what if Rachel hadn't gone and snuck up on them? Mm-hmm. Like, they would have never known that Teeny flipped and was with them. So it was interesting. And that's not to say that Sue doesn't have good relationship building skills.
Yeah.
It's just to say that Sue is so fiercely loyal and so almost tunnel visioned on her loyalty that I will say at times I feel like it inhibited her from having a wider reach.
Yeah.
But everybody loves Sue.
Yeah.
You don't see any confessionals where it's like Sue's annoying, Sue's rude, Sue's this, Sue's that. Everybody loves Sue.
Yes.
So I do think it's interesting, and it was really, I agree with you. It was nice to see that Rachel was like, we're kind of forced together, but like, I'm glad it's you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that Rachel really recognizes Sue's loyalty and was like, I am willing to work with you because I know that us working together is going to be, it's going to work out. Exactly. What we are discussing is what we're going to accomplish.
Yeah, Rachel, the last thing I want to talk about this post-tribal opening before we get into the immunity/reward, the first challenge,
which happened really quickly.
So fast, is this moment we see with Rachel and Sue early in the morning. Mm-hmm. Sue is digging. She's like, I know there's something else. She's ripping camp apart. Rachel comes in, she's like, I have an idol.
Yeah.
Now, most people in that moment, if you're Sue, or in the new era, really, most people in the new era would go, oh my God, me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Sue was like, wow.
That's crazy.
That's great.
You're going to be so safe tonight. Like,
which, yes, like, great play by Sue. Great play to keep that a secret. Hidden immunity idols are hidden.
Sue said knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Incredible move by Sue. We need to dive into this first immunity.
Yeah, we need to pick
challenge.
up the pace because we got a lot to
talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is the water buoy in a puzzle. If you guys don't know, they have a buoy that's attached to a rope and you got to go, you know how it is, up the obstacle course, jump into the water. My God, Sue, another impeccable 10 out of 10 swan dive.
Sue swan dive Smay. Like
Swan.
Sue Swan Sue.
Sue swan dive Smay.
Yeah.
The triple S.
The triple S. And I feel like we're focusing a lot on Sue.
How could you not?
I feel like okay,
she's in our Christmas tree.
I know.
I want to kill you, Kyle.
She's literally in our tree. Like, there have been so many moments where, like, obviously these challenges, Sue didn't win them. Okay. Like, Sue did not come out on top on this challenge. Whatever. However, there is a moment, and there's a lot of moments in these challenges where Sue is lapping Andy. Sue is lapping Sam. Like, she got to the puzzle last and was third in the puzzle. Lapped Sam, lapped Teeny, lapped Andy. I mean, Genevieve and Rachel ended up.
They were going head to
They
head.
ran away with this puzzle.
Yeah.
And
which is shocking because Genevieve's track record.
You want to talk
puzzles,
about the first time, the best time for you to win a challenge, and Genevieve is like, well, I guess I should clock in today. Finally, after freaking 13 episodes, 24 days, you decide to be good at something?
And it was the thing that you showed as your weakness too. So like I don't understand how
she
that
really.
worked
I will
out.
say, as far as a in-season redemption story, Genevieve earned it on that puzzle.
Oh, for sure. Rome would be proud of her. Rome would be proud of her. He would.
For real.
So the challenge wraps up. Genevieve winds up taking it. She just saw it. She saw the vision. She picked up a piece and it went in. With this reward challenge, you would think that Operation Italy is going to feast.
Yeah. No. Sam actually forfeits his spot that Genevieve was looking right at him, and he's like, my stomach is actually in shambles.
And what we do know, he tweeted this when the episode was airing, like my stomach, like I was like he was sick, like he was actually sick, like he was throwing up and like stuff was going on.
The pasta reward made him ill. Yeah. He ate too much, so he was having like food coma sickness.
Literally, I think that was really sweet of him to be like, listen, because he could have very much just gone and wasted a seat at the table just for strategy.
I think it might have been a little bit more strategic than that, because I think he wanted that moment with Rachel that we got on the beach after this first
with
challenge.
Rachel and Andy.
Yeah. I also want to talk about I also want to just mention this one Jeff quote from the challenge. All of a sudden you hear Jeff go, "Keep busting it." I was like, ugh. That's like when your parents make like a dirty joke. I was like, ugh. Like it just made me kind of like shiver. Didn't love it. But we head to the reward. We've got Genevieve, Sue, and Teeny having steak, baked potatoes, and a whole lot of red wine.
The first thing that Teeny does when Teeny gets there is grab that bottle of red wine and fill up literally everyone's cup.
Oh, she's hitting them with those holiday pours.
Listen, very...
yeah. It's just impressive to me to see how much Teeny is able to consume alcohol-wise.
Teeny's drunk
a puss.
Teeny's like, I don't know if it's the red wine talking, because they're talking about strategy. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do. Genevieve is basically like, if I got to take out Sam, I'll take out Sam. Everyone's kind of just like kumbaya-ing.
Yeah.
They all, like, Genevieve wants Rachel out. Everybody wants Rachel out that's not Rachel and Sue. Sue's kind of just sitting there.
Enjoying her steak,
enjoying her potato, enjoying her little red wine, doing her thing. Well, Genevieve and Teeny are basically like, okay, we need to get Rachel, but if it's not Rachel, what are we doing? Like, Sue's just...
But they say drunk words are sober thoughts. And Teeny has a moment where Genevieve's idol secret kind of pops out in front of Sue. And Genevieve is like, thank God Teeny said that, because now it's going to just like further push that fear.
Exactly.
Which, like, great thinking on Genevieve's part. She didn't even blink. She didn't flinch. And it was so funny. That moment was so funny of Teeny being like you could see the anxiety.
Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, fully sober, fully have an anxiety attack. Yeah. Like, The
thing for me is, like, if I was Sue and Teeny in that moment, show me the idol.
Give it to me, Rachel. Like, show it to me, Rachel.
Let me see. Yeah. Like, let me see the idol. I want some confirmation.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Genevieve's acting skills around this fake idol and, in front of the fire. Oh, it was under the pizza slice, like.
That's your award for winning an Oscar, Genevieve.
Thank you.
Genevieve and Sam, both of them.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah, they're really good.
But I want to take a little moment to just focus on Rachel, Andy, and Sam. They're on the beach. They're having a conversation. Sam and Andy were like, listen, we're just going to be honest with you. You're the biggest threat. We're not going to win against you. I'm voting for you tonight.
Yeah.
This was the first time this era where there was that transparency in the vote. They were letting her know, like, you are our biggest threat. It's you or nobody. Like, it's you or Genevieve. Genevieve has the necklace for the first time. Sorry, Diva, it's you. Rachel crying.
Yeah. Like, they didn't even anticipate that she had anything other than a block of vote.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Sue wasn't even thought of as a backup because they were so certain
it was
Rachel.
Yep.
Like,
which is insane.
It's a moment of, like, it goes back to when they gave up those shot in the darks. The play and the option making is so few because it's like, well, we're pretty sure she doesn't have anything and she doesn't have a shot in the dark.
So what could she have?
So she's out.
But my thing is, like, were they not counting idols? Were they not? I didn't really see anybody idol hunting except for that one scene a few episodes ago where we got Sue in the dirt. Other than that, I never saw Sam looking for an idol. I never saw Rachel, Genevieve, Andy, nobody. Didn't see, not like in the past where we would see Tony
Like a
running up and down the mountain.
Yeah.
Or in the beginning of the season when we saw Game running up the hill with a box. Like,
yeah, oh my God.
We haven't
I
seen,
forgot about that.
We haven't seen anything.
Oh
Or
my
Rome
God.
getting his paper, he can't read it at night, so we have to wait till the next morning. Like, we haven't seen a lot of idols, but we do see an idol later on in that episode.
Yeah, so
we do a little fast forward to Tribal, walk us through.
Well, before Tribal, one thing I did want to say is that Rachel was laying it on Andy heavy.
We could have worked together.
Yeah,
like,
this moment where Andy comes back and is like, hey, so it's going to be you, but when you're on the jury, you know, like...
Andy was doing some jury management.
Yeah, but jury management before they're on the jury, like, you know, is tough. Yeah. That really, honestly, for me, was that moment where I was like, that is so icky. He's got to go. Like, because a person who is so focused on that, doing it to your face, is more of a threat than you realize.
I do respect him in the sense that he did say to her, listen, I have lied to you so much throughout this game. Yeah. I don't want to lie to you anymore. Do I think that the whole situation was icky? Yeah, it was a little icky, but I will respect him for at least saying, listen, I've lied to you the past 23 days. This is me just saying, hey, I care about you as a human. I want to have a relationship with you. I know that we're in Final 6, heading to Final 5. Yeah. Unfortunately, I am voting for you. I respect him for it.
But that's not how he said it. It was, well, no, you know, it was like, hey, you know, don't forget about me when you're on the jury.
Like, he also was trying
like, this one apology is supposed to make up for everything.
No.
That's how he's playing it. It's
well,
like,
yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
I'm going to apologize. Please vote for me.
But
no. If you want to be a liar, flipper Marie scumbag, then you can make that bed and lie in it.
All I'm saying is that who didn't want to work in the first day? Rachel or Andy? Andy tried to work with Rachel.
Well, Andy...
She gave him the... I don't want to hear anything about his personality. I don't want to hear anything about his blow-ups.
No, Andy pulled her out in the middle of the night and made them both look like public enemy number 1.
Well, guess what? They're still here on day 23.
Speaking of day 23, day 23's tribal council comes.
Yes. The sun sets and we are at the tribal.
Yeah.
Tribal 1 of 2. All I have to say...
Wait, I wrote in here, that whole post-reward scene pre-tribal, Teeny was not shown one time. Not even in the camp, in the water. Teeny was gone. I swear.
Teeny was drunk on red wine in the woods.
I swear they pulled Teeny away, like, to sober up. Drunk. I swear. Like, Teeny, please confirm. I just have this weird feeling that they were like, you're done. Go sober up, have a sandwich, have some water. You're done.
No.
Like, literally not even, like, even in those moments, like, you see them walking back behind the camera in camp. You see them going to the water. Like, something. Teeny evaporated. I know damn well they were like, come here, you drunk little asshole.
So, while we're in tribal council, obviously we know that Rachel is target 1. I am convinced Sam is target number 2. Convinced. Like, I before they even read the
Josh's notebook always looks like a 4th grade book report.
Before they even started writing names, I guessed who I thought was going to get the tallies, who was going to get the votes. I was wrong.
Yeah, it's scribbled out.
Yeah. Jeff's obviously, you know, talking his talk, doing his do, you know, stirring the pot, doing what he's got to do. We have everybody, you know, the group discussion of it's going to be Rachel. It's going to be Rachel. Yeah. How did you feel about that whole moment where they're there, they're talking about it?
It's interesting because if you're Rachel who knows that you have this idol up your sleeve, this is the best case scenario for your game. Mm-hmm. And as all the other players, you know, you're thinking, we got her. She's look how sad she is. She's conceding. So I don't necessarily love this, like, I don't love this dog pile
On Rachel.
mentality, but if you're Rachel, this is great. Please
Yeah.
keep all the attention on me. I'm going home. I'm so sad. My game's over. Bam! You know, like idol.
Listen,
You know.
the whole room was shocked.
She gave us one of the iciest mother-coded lines in Survivor
Oh my god,
history.
did you write it down?
I remember it because
Okay.
it was that iconic. She goes, Jeff, you know, 10 a year and funeral is great, but knowing that you're waking up tomorrow is even better.
That is amazing.
Like,
Rachel, you are amazing. Like, I still can't believe I saw.
And Sue too. Both of them kept that so close to their chest, didn't let on
Not
one
a facial expression.
Yeah.
Well,
Sue was giving.
Sue was smiling. Sue just was like, "We got him now."
Yeah, Sue was like, "We got the bitch." And then I don't know if you guys clocked this. She did write on her Andy vote, "Sweet Caroline" at the top, avenging her baby girl.
That was sweet.
So sweet. I didn't know
Caroline even like.
Caroline
she gave us a little
sweet little Caroline dropped the F-bomb. Like
she did.
I was like, period. Queen. That's why she's mother coded.
Yes.
Oh my god. Great tribal council, but there's no time to rest. Andy gets the boot, and we are headed right back to camp. There's no break.
I wrote wow.
Yeah.
In all caps. Across
the page. I also wrote wow in all caps.
Wait, oh my god, underlined and all. We return to camp. Why are we praising Rachel and Genevieve like they are Zeus and Poseidon? Like
Mother Teresa, like, oh, you're good, you're so good.
Oh, and I like Sue made a comment like, we're right here. We're right here. We're also in the final five. They just kept saying like it's me versus you, it's me versus you, it's me versus you. Like what the fuck? Like if I'm Sam, if I'm Teeny, if I'm Sue, like
what the
both of you, like that. Granted, nothing because nothing. What the hell is that?
It just really, honestly, it's great for those three's game because the three of them are like, you know, like we got to get one of these whores out.
Yeah, no, like for real. Like I wrote down Rachel and Genevieve, buddy, but also gunning for each other, ?
Yeah.
Sue, Sam, Teeny, ... avenge. Like, I would be here for that. Yeah. I would be so here for that.
I would love if the three of I don't know. I mean, we'll get into what has to happen with the final four, but we move along. We get an early morning idol hunt with Rachel and Sue. We see Rachel and Genevieve are just like completely overlooking everybody. And then it's right back to another immunity challenge.
We just wasted no time.
No, they are
talking about a double pan.
Boom, boom.
We went a pan, and back to immunity we are.
I know. I feel like we were just here. This immunity challenge was really cool. My heart was racing the whole time. It was very back and forth. It's reminiscent of the immunity letter stacking one from a few episodes ago. Mm. And at one point, every single person left in the game was in the lead. Yeah. More than once.
So this immunity challenge is the one where you have the little disc, and then you have to put a cue ball on top of it, and then another disc, and then another cue ball, and you need to stack it up. So you have 6 discs with 6 balls. So every disc needs a ball on top. But you also need to place it using like this little fireplace poker on top of a wobbly
marshmallow stick.
Yeah, on top of like a wobbly diving board. Like It's
there's a lot of elements. There's a lot of elements for sure.
Yeah.
We see a lot of back and forth, a lot of give and take. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. How do you feel like you would do in something like this?
This one's hard. I mean, you know, you have to be good on a springboard. You need to be able to keep yourself balanced. I think compared with me and Sue, I do think I have an advantage over her because she's going to have to reach up higher for the tall ones where I don't have to do that. I'm kind of
You're also heavier. So that
so they're back and forth. I thought that at one point Sue was going to win, but yet again, we're back to another Rachel Genevieve showdown.
Challenge is really heating up. We see 2 separate times Rachel and Genevieve are pretty much at the same point. One little piece left, and both of them end up crumbling. And then again, they're at this point where Rachel inevitably pulls it out. She takes this moment. You see her, and she's like,
she does like a little prayer knocks off the bad juju, and she's like, okay, let's get this damn win.
And it was Wobbleina.
No, like
her tower looked like that. And then she grabbed it.
I don't know how she got it back up, but
it was nuts.
Because Genevieve was trailing her right at the end.
Genevieve was on it, and Genevieve successfully placed her last stand. All she had was one more ball.
Yep.
Turned around to grab her last ball, and the whole thing randomly collapsed. So the vibrations of them walking on the wood, the springboard shaking, all of these things were so sensitive.
Everything is playing a part in your success at that challenge.
The wind,
every move.
The wind, every single thing. So it was interesting to see that Rachel did end up getting her tower to stay. So she is our immunity challenge winner for our final 5.
It's her
guaranteed
third.
Final 5.
Is she in the top for? She has to be up there for most female wins in a season.
I think it's 4. 4 or 5. Kim's
We're gonna have to fact check that one because
I'm pretty sure it's Kim.
Okay, she's definitely getting close up there for being a very dominant physical challenge competitor in the individual immunity section of Survivor.
For sure.
She's outplaying.
The moment that I just laughed at when I was checking my notes is you see everybody comes up to Rachel, hugs her, whatever. Genevieve decides to shake her hand. Good game.
Oh, yeah.
What? You guys have been shitting next to each other for 24 days. You're going to shake her hand?
She's basically just like, I know that I'm going home now.
Well, it was so funny to me. It was like lawyer Genevieve popped out.
Well, they said corporate girls, corporate boss.
Yeah. Yeah, this challenge looked really deceivingly difficult, and it looked like there was a lot more kind of strife than we even saw.
Talking about a lot more strife. After the challenge wraps up and we get back to camp, we have a little spillage of information from Sir Sam.
Mm-hmm. Sam decides to leak and blow up the game with personal information yet again.
Yeah.
And expose the fact that Genevieve's idol is fake. But at this point,
what are you going to do?
Who do you believe? It's been 24 days of deceit, buffoonery, tomfoolery, lies, manipulation, and scams. And now all of a sudden he's like, it's fake. Vote for Genevieve. 2 seconds ago, you were telling me how real it was and you watched her find it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Sue, Teenie, and Rachel, what are you supposed to believe? If you put all the votes on Genevieve and she winds up having an idol, and then them two technically have the majority, they're going to vote somebody out. But if they have votes on Sam, then Genevieve can play on Sam. But at the end of the day, what do you know what you're playing? Because you don't even know if this is fake or not.
Yeah,
it was a lot. And Sam, you had to try to save your game one way or another. And the only legit last shot that you had to stay in was to be like, hey guys,
to tell the truth.
Yeah, Genevieve's idol's been fake. I helped her make it. She used part of my idol. This is what's going on. I don't blame the Underdog Alliance for not believing them. Would you believe them?
It would be, you would really have to that would be a gut moment. It would be a gut decision. I think that when Teenie is told this, we literally in real time see this moment of Teenie just completely unraveling. Mm-hmm. Everything that Teenie thought they knew was now something else. And it was just all these moments of I have no idea what the hell to believe. Yeah. Rachel's like, it's not fake. They're fooling us. Sue is like, screw it. Let's call her bluff.
I mean, Teenie is reeling back the fishing line that she threw out on day 1 to Genevieve. Yeah. She's like, I gave her this line and she went to go swim with it. I don't even know if the distance she's gone is real. She's like, I need to bring this back and reevaluate. Is this the woman that I feel like I trusted on day 1? Is this the woman that I met in the Lavo tribe? Is this the person that I entrusted my game with to an extent?
Yeah, it's so interesting to see. You see a few different light bulbs this episode. You see Sam realize that's his saving grace. You see Teenie realize oh my God, I've been played so many times. Sue finally wakes up to the fact that Genevieve really is the mastermind this season. Mm-hmm. And so it was interesting to see all these moments where there was a lot of clarity. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like it's so crazy to think 24, 25 days, you have had minimal sleep, minimal nutrients, People are lying to you at every turn. You know,
Mhm.
you're dirty, you stink, and now you have to figure out which one of these bitches is telling you the truth.
Yeah.
Like, it is so mentally impressive. These people are everyday people, sure, but there's a level of like mental fortitude
Yeah.
that goes into this portion of the game. And it is the reason I missed the 39 days because this is when day 26, like you start to see it.
Yeah.
Teeny's going crazy.
Everyone's
like,
starting to go crazy.
and like then you have to push 18 more days.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I do wish maybe like 30 days we got a few more days of like delirium, but it's so funny. This episode was actually so good that slowly I took less and less notes.
No, I actually don't have any more notes except for the tribal. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
so let's talk about it. Tribal Council. Final 5 Tribal Council.
Final 5 Tribal Council.
Sue is the only one with a real idol.
Sue, well, we get in there and there's a lot of jibber jabber between Genevieve and Sam talking with Jeff. Sam's basically like, Genevieve has a fake idol. Genevieve's like, I have a fake idol, but if you don't believe me, vote Sam. Sam's like, she has a fake idol, vote Genevieve. Teeny, Sue, and Rachel are like, what the hell is going on? We still don't know who to vote for. And as everybody goes and votes and comes back, Sue sits down and goes, you know what? One thing about me is I am not going home with an idol. In the last possible chance that she could have played it, she plays her idol and she guarantees.
Yeah.
She is the only one, her and Rachel are the only two that are currently guaranteed to go to the Final Four.
Yeah.
So we have a showdown. Is it going to be
How do you
Teeny?
feel about her idol play? Do you think she was very obviously out of the shot? Do you think...
I think that she was obviously out of the shot.
Well,
we could all...
To us.
As a viewer, she was definitely out of the shot to go home. I think that she could have used the idol in her debate for Final Tribal to be like, hey, I got here without using an idol. But who knows if she would have gotten to that point if she didn't use the idol. Like, I see both sides, but I think, and I don't know if you want to dive into this now.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
It's better to be safe than sorry, but there are so many future variables that have to align for Sue to not play her idol and it truly be the best thing she could have done, only if she wins the next immunity necklace.
Yeah, Sue, if we're going to get into it, we're going to get into it. The Final 4 variations... So, okay, let's just
break down the end of Tribal.
Yeah, Tribal wraps up. We see this kind of like cloud of confusion really working for Genevieve.
Yeah.
This confusion is her best friend trying to just like misdirect everybody to hopefully throw all the votes on Sam.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately for Genevieve, the gut feelings of her fellow castaways win out and they call her bluff.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't play an idol. She doesn't even bother to go up to Jeff and have him throw it in the fire. She literally turns to Sue and goes, I told you it was fake. And Sue goes, oh. Which was funny to me because Sue is still selling the fact that she doesn't know who's going home. After they know they all voted Genevieve.
Yeah.
So it really did come down to one vote. So getting back to our Final 4 kind of configurations for Sue's endgame, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think that having an idol to dangle at the very end is more impactful than if she wins final individual immunity, puts Rachel in fire with Sam. That's really, Rachel goes home. That's really, to me, the only path to the end.
Yeah.
Unless in Ponderosa, Caroline and Gabe are batting 1,000.
They have to have
be rallying for their mother.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on because right now between the 4 of them, Sam, Teeny, Sue, and Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel has the best game. If you look at paper resume, she is your top candidate. Yeah. If she's not there, then
the door opens up.
The door opens up. Whoever wins individual immunity and whoever knows how to throw a sales pitch is really going to win that $1 million.
Yeah, between the 4 people who are left, Teeny hasn't really pissed anybody off. But Teeny also never really knew what the hell was going on.
Didn't win anything.
Didn't win.
Only used an idol because they wanted to wash the idol out.
Yeah. Sue, on the other hand, had really great one-on-one connections, really dug her heels into being loyal. But as far as like
has a win, was a great physical threat,
found an idol. But as far as like making and controlling the game moves, no. Rachel is kind of a mix of both of them. She had a lot of cards dealt to her that weren't the best. Mm-hmm. She did get pretty lucky, which is part of Survivor. She had 2 lucky advantage finds. Soul gifted her one, and then there was one just so happened to be in her french fries.
Yeah.
So there's part of that plays into it. Rachel would have gone home if Soul hadn't decided to give her the advantage.
That is true.
You know, so it's really interesting to see how, and Sam is out of it for me, but so it's really interesting to see how it all shakes out. And like, do you contribute luck as a part of a person's gameplay? Is it taken out without the luck? Would she still be there? You know, so like, it's really interesting to see.
There's a lot of different layers, and at the end of the day, it all comes down to the jury. Do we think that Sue did enough to win the jury votes? Do we think that Teeny did enough to win the jury votes? If it's a Rachel, at the end of the day, if Rachel's sitting at the final tribal, she's taking it home. And if she doesn't take it home, I will firsthand say that Rachel was robbed. I'll be honest. And if
you're looking at the record on paper, if you were looking, just have them all 3 laid out and everything that they did, Rachel's resume is going to touch the floor, you know? And it's always tough for castaways to sell. Well, my strategy was relationships.
Yeah.
Where
is that bringing you?
You can't monetize conversations because not everybody hears every conversation.
True.
So you have to have those definable, factorable, game-changing, directioning moves. And I think that one contestant has more of those than the other 2. But it really all depends on the jury. You know, we have what looks like some bitter jurors. Sue, if they were smart, they would have gotten Sue out because as it looks right now, she has 2 jury votes. Gabe and Caroline look like really heavy set Sue votes.
I could see Kyle saying, I'm going to go just vote with Tuku.
And at this point,
she's got 3. She only needs 2 more.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't know that Sue was dragging his ass at this point. You know, they still think that they're Tuku strong besties.
They hugged each other when he left.
Yeah. So as far as like, everybody likes Sue.
Yeah.
Everybody is pretty okay with Teeny, I think. Everybody's good with Rachel, other than maybe Soul.
Yeah.
Because she was the deciding factor.
Out,
So it'll be interesting.
This is gonna be a crazy part 2 finale. We're so excited. We're lucky enough to actually be going to the finale watch party.
Yeah.
Can we say it?
I don't know. Before we say that, I want to give final thoughts on Andy and Genevieve.
Final thoughts on Andy and Genevieve. I was really pushing for the analytical Andy arc. I think that he had a great redemption. I think that this Operation Italy, unfortunately, like you're probably going to say, backfired on him. In the Genevieve standpoint, you are so strategic driven. You had to go one way or another, else you were going to be a great contender for that final 3. And I loved seeing both of you on our screens. I don't have anything bad, honestly, to say about either of you. And I wish you both the best of luck, and I hope to see you again. You?
Yeah, my opinions are a little bit different. I loved both of them as players of this season of Survivor. I thought they were both great casts. Kudos to the casting department. Great picks. Andy, I think, went out in the most poetic way for him possible. Mm-hmm. We saw this journey that he's been on from day 1 to now, where he didn't have any leverage in the game to this point where the fact that he had so much leverage and made this big move ultimately cost him the game. So I thought it was kind of poetic in that sense of like,
poetic justice.
Yeah, you know, you kind of put your big boy panties on and you played the game, and ultimately the game played you. You know, I think he earned his redemption in the game. I don't think he needs to seek outside validation for how he played. I think he started rough and he eventually got his feet under him very slowly, maybe just his toes. But as far as Genevieve goes for me, I mean, she was Ice Queen Supreme. We joked about her a lot in the beginning because we didn't see her until
Episode 4.
4 episodes in.
We're like, who's that girl on the
Yeah,
back?
like, wait, she's pretty. Who's she? She had her first confessional, and I was like, who is that? I had to check my list of names. I was like, who is that? So I thought they accidentally like inserted a clip of a production assistant. I was like, who is that girl? So, but overall, I mean, Genevieve blossomed into a cobra, you know, like a sneaky snake. Puppet Master Mashalik, she earned her nickname,
but she also got her strings cut.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, he had that locked in the chamber since last night. Yeah. So overall, I think both of them were great players for different reasons. I would have loved if Genevieve opened up a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
We got really beautiful moments with her towards the end. And like you said, I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing them again. I have a feeling we'll be seeing at least Andy again.
Yeah.
He's kind of the definition of the new era of Survivor. It's more about the journey than the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. Next week is the official finale of Survivor 47. We will be watching live from New York. We will have plenty of content from the finale watch party. We'll be at the Bryson Wen event in New York.
Yes.
So we're excited. We're going to be recording as much content as we can, but also trying to enjoy the moment for sure. And yeah, I don't know, excited. There's so many variables that could go into this next episode. Give us your final prediction.
My final prediction is in a perfect world. This is what I'm hoping for. Well, my prediction or what I'm hoping for. They're like the same.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think that it's going to be a crazy chain of events. I think that either Sam or Sue are going to win individual immunity. I think that they're going to make Rachel go to fire. And if they don't make Rachel go to fire, Rachel's winning the game.
Yeah.
That
seems to be popular opinion.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know. I don't know. There's so many things. Like if Rachel wins, Rachel's taking Sue, and then Teenie and Sam will go for fire, and whoever.
I mean, who knows? Teenie or Sam could decide, hey, I'm finally going to win an immunity,
and then they pop up.
You know,
I think that Sue's going to win. Sue is going to make Rachel go against fire with Sam. Sue's going to take Teenie. Sam's going to beat Rachel, and it's going to be a final Sue, Teenie, Sam, and Sue's going to take the win.
Yeah. I honestly agree with you, I think there's going to be a moment of, I think whoever wins individual immunity, excluding Rachel, has to put Rachel at fire and hope that she goes home.
Yes.
Because not only do you give Rachel the opportunity now, you can't bring her because even with the resume that she has, if she doesn't win fire, she still wins.
Yeah.
So you need her.
And if she wins fire,
it's done. It's done. It is wrapped up.
She has the golden resume.
So my prediction for the final episode, what I want to happen is what Josh just described.
Yeah.
However, my prediction for the events that I think are most likely based on what we've seen so far is we get a Rachel or Sue win. If it's Rachel that wins, she brings Sue. Teenie and Sam go to fire. Teenie goes home.
Yeah.
Sam, Rachel, Sue, top 3.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, like you're saying, Sue wins, sends Rachel and Sam to fire, or Rachel and Teenie. I don't give a damn which one of them.
Yeah.
It's whoever is going to beat her. Honestly, here's what I really, really want to happen. In a magical, not even a perfect world, in a magical made-up world, Sue wins, puts Rachel in fire, and says, look, I'm the only bitch that can beat you in fire because I've been tending to the fire every single day.
And she takes
her out. Sue gives the necklace to Teenie. Sam, you're fine. Rachel versus Sue. Sue wins fire. Rachel out. Sue wins the game. That's the only path I see, personally, to Sue's win.
Sue.
Girl.
Please.
I've been stewing on this. I swear I had a freaking premonition about it. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
We're gonna see Mother Sue win the $1 million. She's going to win Survivor. She's going to be the oldest person to win 2 of individual immunities in one season. Yeah. And she's going to be the oldest winner.
Ever. So that's next week. We will see you then. Be sure to check out all of our content coming up from that finale, from finale part 1. We have the Checky Awards coming out. We have some unboxings for you and a whole bunch of other things.
We also have our giveaway.
Oh my God!
Our giveaway!
Yeah, oh my God!
Stay tuned. Check us out on all socials. You know that we're going to be posting on Instagram, on
Yes.
TikTok. Hear us on YouTube and Spotify, and we're looking forward to getting all that stuff out to you guys.
Yeah, so that has been your reality check on Survivor 47, episode 13, the finale, part 1. So, big episode, lots happened. Love talking about it with you. We'll see you next week for the finale. And yeah, we'll talk to you then. Bye.
Bye.